I choose to dedicate this video to a special type of stupid. The type of stupid that's gonna look somebody in the eye and demean them for defending themselves. The type of person that's gonna say things like, oh, you don't need a gun for self-defense. The type of person that's gonna say something like, oh, well, you don't know if a robber is actually going to harm you. They're just breaking into your house because they want all the things, and you should give them those things because you have some weird excuse about robbers.
You're weak! You're weak! You'll always be weak! You need a gun because you're 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 weak! You need a bullet because your voice is small!
And it's weird how there are people that exist like that. But this video is dedicated for you because I want to point out how stupid you are. Because I saw a video recently that interests me.
Matters in your own hand and bring a gun to work for safety, period.
These siblings are furious. Their brother, who police say was an armed robber, was gunned down by a store clerk. The pair acknowledges that he was wrong for Roosevelt Rapley to try and rob the Dollar General on North Gettysburg Avenue, but they say the clerk shouldn't have had a gun at work. Rochelle and Juwan Rapley say their younger brother, Roosevelt Rapley, was the second of 10 siblings killed by gunfire.
I still don't believe it. Like, at the end of the day, I don't believe my brother is dead. It ain't kicked in yet.
And they're furious about how it happened.
At the end of the day, that's not right.
Police say a Dollar General clerk shot and killed 23-year-old Roosevelt, who showed a gun and demanded cash Wednesday.
Witnesses indicated that the weapon was brandished and pointed at employees.
The siblings recognize their brother's wrongdoing.
He got some responsibility, but not all.
But they say that still doesn't warrant the clerk's actions.
Right and wrong is wrong. That was wrong for that clerk to shoot my brother in the chest. Yes, he's robbing y'all. Oh, well. Call the police. That's what y'all supposed to do. Y'all not supposed to take matters in your own hands. If that's the case, I'm going to take matters in my own hands.
Police say the clerk was legally allowed to have the gun. Meanwhile, officers are looking into the possibility Rapley may have been involved in several other commercial robberies.
This is from 2019, and the levels of brain dead are astronomical. You mean to tell me that two people in this scenario know this person, or grew up with this person, family with this person, friend, and they know that it's wrong of him to rob a store, yet they're mad that somebody in the store defended themselves because they were being robbed. I've said it once, I've said it twice, said it 3 times. I'll say it every damn time it needs to be said when it relates to this topic. Everybody is not gonna sing Kumbaya, sing songs, and hold hands by the campfire. There are people who do not care about the rest of you. Deal with it. There are people who exist on this earth. You're looking at one of them that values his property over the rest of the world. Guess what? People are going to defend their things. That TV, that weird computer they got with all the hentai on it, some weird headphones that people got with cat ears. It's all these things that they care about, that they hold dear, that they spent money on. They may not be able to get back, whether if it's because they don't have enough money or the item is rare. They're going to defend their things. Whatever you deem as trivial is not trivial to somebody else, and to expect people to just say, oh, well, that's it, is fucking dumb. You mean to tell me that we have such a problem with self-defense that if you act on that and you're somebody who is potentially going to be harmed, it is bad in some people's minds that you defended yourself? That is fucking laughable. And the only bright side to this is that I feel no sympathy, and guess what? The dude who acted in self-defense didn't get indicted on anything. Why? Not because, oh my God, he shot a black person. Not because, oh, how could you shoot somebody who's robbing you? Because he acted in self-defense. Because he was targeted. The people in the store could have been harmed. The rest of the store could have been vandalized. Theft would have happened. It's weird how some people want to jump through hoops to justify armed robbery, but that's besides the point. The weird talking point about self-defense and how some people, not everybody, because I know people want to do that and try to make an excuse that I'm lumping everybody into a camp. It's specifically for the people who try to jump through hoops to say that self-defense is something that people really shouldn't be doing with a gun. Do you understand? Everybody don't live in this weird karate movie that you live in. Everybody can't fend fend off somebody with feelings. We can't pull everybody's pants off and suck them off until they feel satisfied that they forget that they were trying to rob you. Everything does not work like that. There are people who are genuinely in fear of their life because somebody breaks into their home, breaks into their car, comes into their place of business and tries to rob them with a gun or a knife. And to expect them to just sit there and take it is fucking laughable, and it negates the impact and the emotions of people who actually defend themselves and people who need to in situations that are unfavorable to them. For example,
we begin with this tonight. She did what she had to do, and tonight she is alive while the intruder who broke into a woman's Clearwater home is dead. Police say the woman woke up to find the man in her bedroom, so she grabbed her gun and she used it. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live at Clearwater Police Headquarters. He has more on this story that unfolded today. Evan, good morning. Good evening.
Well, it was one-on-one until she was able to grab her gun. Police say that it's likely a case of self-defense and that the shot may have been heard by 911 dispatchers. The only sign something deadly happened within these walls is a broken window.
He got what he deserved, because if somebody break in your house, you should be allowed to defend yourself.
Police are just about as sure as she was, explaining that just before 9 a.m., a woman was woken up by a man in her bedroom. 26-year-old next-door neighbor Justin Wright. There was a struggle as she called 911.
There is some information we are learning about some kind of interactions between the neighbors, and what we're trying to really, get down to the details.
Police say the woman was able to grab her legally owned gun and fire a single shot, killing him. The chief says it was likely her only choice.
There was no opportunity for this woman to retreat.
Several neighbors told us they didn't even hear the shot, though word of the incident still rattled the quiet in this North Clearwater neighborhood.
I've been here 28 years, and we've never had a problem like this.
Neighbors say they knew the woman to have a young child, though it's unclear if that child was at home at the time. Police say they're still investigating to make sure her account of it is all true, though they have no reason to believe otherwise. She was not seriously hurt, at least not physically.
Good people don't want to have to do this kind of thing to protect themselves, so that she's upset.
And the man who broke in is not thought to have a criminal history here in Pinellas County. People who were at the home where he lives said that they had no comment when we were there earlier today. As far as that broken window we showed you earlier on in that story, police have still not said how that happened. Allie?
Still seems like a lot to learn. Okay, Evan, thank you.
The person who fired a shot in self-defense at this Hy-Vee store on Sunday had a cart full of groceries, and that's when, according to Des Moines police, she was blindsided, beaten, and put in a headlock.
People have to make that decision. Am I in fear for my life? If this person knocks me out, are they going to take my weapon and use it against me?
John McLaughlin with the Iowa Firearms Coalition says that's the split-second decision somebody has to make when they fire their weapon in self-defense. In this case, the woman being attacked fired one shot, hitting Capri LaShawn Francis.
Iowa law allows for use of reasonable force to stop someone from hurting you or someone else, and that includes deadly force under certain circumstances.
The woman who fired the gun in self-defense is not facing any charges. Meanwhile, Francis has been charged with assault causing bodily injury. Des Moines Police Sergeant Paul Parizek says the two women know each other, but this was a totally unprovoked attack. He sent KCCI a statement saying, quote, lawfully possessed and responsibly handled firearms can enhance public safety. McLaughlin agrees, saying using a weapon in this case seems appropriate.
If the firearm is the way to go, if you're clearly having your life threatened and you know that the next second you're going to get choked out and you might have your firearm taken and used against you, certainly that would be appropriate.
Hy-Vee sent me a statement saying, quote, we follow all state laws when it comes to the lawful possession of firearms by the general public. Now, after the bullet passed through Francis, another person was wounded. Coming up tonight at 6, we dive into a gun owner's responsibility when they fire a weapon in self-defense.
She did the right thing. I don't know if any other person would have done that.
A woman in Charleston is being credited for averting a mass shooting. Charleston police say it all started when this man, 37-year-old Dennis Butler, was speeding up and down the parking lot. That's when he was approached by people attending a graduation party and a birthday party, asking him to slow down as children were playing. They said he seemed agitated and left, but shortly after, he returned to the complex, armed with an AR-15 style rifle, and started shooting at the crowd. Police say a woman then pulled out her pistol, shot him, and killed him.
I will say on the Charleston, West Virginia case, Charleston Police Department case, This lady was carrying a lawful firearm, okay, a law-abiding citizen who stopped the threat of probably 20 to 30 people getting killed. She engaged the threat and stopped it. She didn't run from the threat, she engaged it, preventing a mass casualty here in Charleston.
Police say Butler has an extensive criminal history. Back in 2016, he was accused of shooting and pistol whipping a 19-year-old woman, but those charges were dismissed because no witnesses testified at the pretrial hearing. Court records show Butler had been convicted of 2 felonies in the past, meaning he should have never had a gun to begin with, not in 2016 and not on Wednesday night at the Vista View Apartments.
She's just a member of the community who was carrying her firearm lawfully, and instead of running from the threat, she engaged with the threat and saved several lives last night.
To hear a story like that and to think, oh, well, that person shouldn't have had a gun. You, my friend, if you're watching this, or if you've already typed your paragraph saying, oh my God, you're such a bigot, how could you think that way? First Amendment this, Second Amendment that, blah, 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 blah. That's all bullshit. You are delusional. And I fear for you, because you're not going to have this realization that what you're saying is kind of off until it happens to you, until you sit there and somebody's taking from you. You're not going to sit there and think, oh, my insurance is going to cover it. You're not going to say, oh, well, let me pull your pants down. You're going to want to defend yourself. Why? Because your life might be on the line. Your items might be on the line. Something you hold dear might be on the line. And you're not just going to sit there and think, I could get that back. You're going to want to defend that. And this weird delusion that people got when it comes to guns and self-defense and people acting on self-defense is fucking weird. Why? Because people want to save themselves. It's clear, cut, and precise. You can talk and you can dance and you can sing circles all around that all you want. At the end of the day, you'll never convince a room full of people that self-defense is a problem. And if you still want to die on that hill, that's perfectly fine. You will just have to concede that you sound like a fucking dumbass. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.